Sally did come through this area with a bang this morning, one of the hardest hit parts of the metro. In the medical district, 15th Street, R.A. Dent Boulevard, Walton Way, that part of town. That's where we find News Channel 6's Chloe SALSAMEDA. And Chloe, that rain really did cause a big headache for drivers and for students down there.
That's right, Brad. These three streets around Augusta University were flooded this morning. Crews were out here trying to direct traffic, but it didn't stop many people from driving straight into the floodwaters. People heading to work and school were met with heavy traffic this morning and even heavier rain. Some drivers in Augusta's medical district found themselves stuck in knee-high water. One driver tells me the water rose so fast, she had to escape by climbing out her car window. People who work in nearby offices worried the water wouldn't recede by the end of the day.
And that's kind of why I walked out here, because I'm afraid if I leave, I can't, come back or get back in. So
dangerous conditions continued near Augusta University's Health Sciences campus, where it flooded on two sides of one building.
We were looking at that our floor because our floor is like the third up, so we could see everyone, and we were like, they're going crazy. Like, why is everyone trying to go through this?
Crews directed traffic, trying to steer drivers away from flooded areas, but some drivers were persistent.
It's crazy how many cars are just driving through anyway, and they're like speeding through, like trying to get out fast.
Class was even cut short for nursing students.
And basically the rain was just so much that they've shut everything down and they're sending us home just because all the roadways are, flooded.
But when they left class, they had to walk.
But most of us rely on like the shuttles and stuff in order to get in between campuses and stuff like that, and they're completely shut down from all the flooding.
Yeah, and the roads have dried up except for these few sprinkles we're feeling right now. The roads are back open, and crews are now focusing on getting these streets cleaned up before tomorrow morning. In Augusta, Chloe SALSAMEDA, WJBD, News Channel 6.
Chloe, rain doesn't bother her. Good job. More downtown flooding today on Green Street. Video shot between the 800 and 900 blocks this morning. You can see the storm drains had a tough time keeping up. But once the rain stopped, they did their jobs and the roads dried out.
If you see a flooded road, turn around, don't drown. Don't drive through flooded roads. Don't walk through flooded walkways either. You don't know what's underneath. You don't know how deep it is. You don't know if there's a hole underneath. So it's really dangerous whether you're in a vehicle or in a car.
Scientists say it only takes 6 inches of water, just 6 inches, to cause loss of control in a car. A good reminder tonight that if you see standing water, don't drive through it. Just turn around. A driver on Interstate Parkway in Augusta got stuck today, and crews had to help that person get out. Now, his or her BMW SUV is world famous. That was about 9 this morning when the rain was really coming down. Richmond County schools dismissed early today. They're going to be closed tomorrow because of flooding issues. A spokesperson for the school board says school leaders need time to check things out, make sure everything is safe. No extracurricular activities or practices today. Meal delivery and pickup for virtual students continues as normal tomorrow. An Edgefield County man says his neighborhood is a dumping ground for storm water. Joe Skelsey has lived in the Sweetwater Creek Drive in North Augusta for about 3 years. He says during rain events like this, water just gets channeled straight to his property, goes toward his home, and his backyard is just a mess, as you see. He says the South Carolina Department of Transportation is responsible. We reached out to them for more information. We'll let you know what we find out. There was also quite a bit of flooding in Columbia County today, including one area that's prone to it. Here's News Channel 6 digital reporter Brandon Dawson.
I'm here in Grovetown, where the impact of Sally can be felt around the city. Throughout Columbia County, crews are dealing with storm damage and flooding. Grovetown was hit particularly hard with flooding on Mill Branch Road. Cars were forced to turn around since the roads were made impassable by flooding. For some residents, the flooding caused even more issues. Andrew Moores lives in the area and told me he couldn't get into his house. All right, so tell me a little bit about what your morning was like waking up to this.
I suspected that this was going to happen today. This is the third time that it's happened, and I suspected watching the weather forecast it was going to get this bad. It's progressively getting worse. The more they're building on Lewiston Road, the worse the flooding is getting. And they need to fix the culverts or put new culverts in to correct the problem.
Now, we'll be sure to keep you updated on the impact of Sally around the city on the web and on air throughout the night. Reporting from Grovetown, this is Brandon Dawson, WJBF News Channel 6.
Another hard-hit part of our area, Washington County, Georgia, where more than 10 inches of rain fell, water rushing down roadways. They had to deal with a broken shoulder on Highway 24. You saw that. 4 major highways were shut down from the flooding, and schools in Washington County closed.
It's going to take some emergency funds from the state and federal level to come into our county to help make some repairs.
Washington County schools will be all virtual tomorrow because of the problems down there. There is other news happening tonight, and we're covering it for you, including